there, buenos dias, and welcome to Library Out Loud in the Healdsburg Elementary School Library. I'm Greta, and I'm here with Biblio Bosco, and today we're going to read about Astrid Lindgren, the author of the famous book Pippi Longstockings. In fact, that's why I'm dressed the way I am today. I've got my Pippi Longstocking braids, my crazy mismatched outfit, and most importantly, my wonderful long stockings. Very Pippi. Ready to read? Bosquito looks ready to listen. Okay, let's go. Let's start by reading today a wonderful biography of Astrid Lindgren. Now, Astrid is very important to us because she's the author of the wonderful Pippi Longstockings, which we'll start to read next week. Astrid Lindgren, this is from an incredible series of biographies called Little People, Big Dreams. It was written by Isabel Sánchez Vegara and illustrated by Linzie Hunter. The end papers are really important in all these biographies. Astrid lived with her parents and siblings on an old farm near Vimmerby, a small town in Sweden. Her childhood was very happy, so happy that she never wanted to grow up. When she was 4, her friend Edith read Astrid a story. In an instant, the room was filled with giants, witches, and fairies. They appeared from an object she hadn't really seen before, a book. Astrid did her best to learn how to read. Once she started, she couldn't stop. For her, books were almost unbearably wonderful. Before long, she had read her way through the library's collection. One morning, she woke up with a terrible feeling. Life suddenly seemed so complicated, and she didn't want to play with toys as she always had. Astrid was growing up. But being a young adult meant that she could be a rebel. Astrid was the first girl in town to cut her hair short. Then she landed her first job at a newspaper. At age 19, she became a single mom when her son Lars was born. After a while, Astrid got married and had a second child named Karen. Astrid was no ordinary mother. She loved playing just like a child and was great at inventing stories. Sounds like a really fun mom. One night, Karen got sick and asked her mother for a get-well story about Pippi Longstocking, a funny name she had just made up. What a remarkable name, Astrid thought. She must be a remarkable girl, too. Pippi was more than remarkable. She was everything a child wanted to be. She lived alone with a monkey and a horse in Villaculla, her own cottage. She was free, happy, fearless, and the strongest girl in the world. For many years, Astrid made up stories about Pippi for Karen and all her friends. For Karen's 10th birthday, Astrid put them down on paper as a present for her. Stories are always the best presents. From beginning to end, Pippi's stories were delightful. She was wise, honest, and wild. As soon as the first book was published, she became a heroine for readers all around the world. Everybody loves Pippi. Astrid wrote many novels and picture books about Pippi. which were translated into more than 100 languages. When Pippi made it to TV screens, Astrid worked on the screenplays, which became an important part of her work. She created dozens of other memorable characters like Rasmuth, Ronja, Emil, and Lotta. Astrid received the highest recognition for her contribution to the world of books, 2 Hans Christian Andersen medals. Wow. A Russian astronomer even named a planet in her honor, Planet 3204 Lindgren. And still today, little Astrid, the girl who never wanted to grow up, lives in our heads and hearts whenever anyone reads Pippi Longstocking, who is always up for some fun. Wow, wasn't it great to learn about Astrid Lindgren? And next week, we'll begin to read her first book, Pippi Longstocking. Thanks for reading with me.